Right, hello everyone, welcome to ARC Tier 1, round 8 of the season. We're at Singapore, as you can see, and it's just Q1, I'm not quite sure. Right. Briefing Cow, what are you doing? Briefing Cow's come out on intermediate tyres, which that will result in a penalty for him. You're not allowed to do that. Right, so anyway, who's on a lap? Right, it's a full qualifying followed by 50% race. At the moment, we just got the 15 runners, so obviously nobody will be or nobody will leave us in this session unless there's a few late joiners I'm not aware of. So let's stick with Reaper in a way, and we'll see him get a lap on. Right, okay. I was just letting Josh know. I've messaged Josh about the inters. Hopefully you'll see that and not do it again. Just seeing if I can get the stream up. I'm not even sure it's there. Oh yeah, it has, yeah. I wasn't sure if it's actually come up on the Art TV and the Discord, but it looks like it has, so just getting the stream up. In case there's any comments or anything. So, there we go, I've got it. Right then, so properly with you now. So Reaper gets us started with a 140.7, 139.8 from Beast Move. This is Joker. So this is Reaper's teammate, actually. Brian 39.3. That's my brother coming online there. Goes fastest for the moment. Ghost Rider as well has got a time in 40.0. Let's see what Joker could do. Who was that then? Somebody else went across, I think. Oh, Gaza 48.3, so obviously didn't get a proper lap on the board there. Gaza's just raced in Tier 2. Fair play to Gaza, I must admit. It's he came second in Tier 2 on the provisional standings, because obviously never quite sure in case any tickets are raised or anything like that about final positions, but as it looks at the moment, he's he finished P2 in Tier 2, but you've got to give it to him, because if there is a track on the whole calendar where you do not want to do a back-to-back race, it's probably here at Singapore, if I'm honest, because it is a long race. So 31 laps here, which doesn't sound that huge, but it's a 1 minute 40 lap, so... And that's it. Well, that's in the dry. If it's wet, then it's a 2 minute lap. So, you know, it is a long old race. Mr. Smoke Man then goes into P5, although he's not straight down as Gaza sets a lap then, 139.2. Oh, Mr. Smoke Man's spun. Let's just feel where it's... Well, it's Gaza that's coming around. He's on a cooldown lap now, so no real issues there. But Smokeman got his time on the board in a way. Let's go to Sam. Oh, actually, he's only just started his lap. Where's Hoff? Hoff must have been validated because his lap didn't count, so go back to Sam then. Joker's not improving, he's coming into the pits. So Sam it is. Comes down. Out now into the what leads up to the hairpin. Oh, very acute line there from Sam. Not quite got that one right. He's ended up in a spin. And knows not to move straight away because quite a few cars coming around. But well done. Move. I think that's his teammate actually just coming around behind. So let's go to Hoff. I don't think any of those that went past Sam, apart from Hoff here, were on hot laps. So stick with Hoff. That's McLaren. It's well out his way. McLaren must be Gaza. It's the only McLaren on track tonight, unfortunately. He did his best to try and get one of his teammates to stand in, but nobody available. Off heads up to the final couple of corners. Even though all the traffic's got nicely out of the way for him, so 45.6 from Hoff. All the traffic's got nicely out of the way for him. It catches your eye a little bit when you're having to go past traffic. So, by the way, I said we got 15 on track. It's actually 14. Even though John's got the number 15 next to him. If you look at the number above, it's 13. So, I'm not sure why the game does that, but I've noticed it before. So it's a little bit misleading. So as it stands right now, as long as nobody actually crashes, they'll all go through. So Briefing Cow over the line, 139.4, puts him into P4 for the moment. We should be looking at a pole position time at least in the 37s. You might find some like Briefing Cow or Brian might actually push it into the 36s. But we will definitely see 37s later in qualifying. I don't think anybody's on an actual lap here. We've just seen John's gone fastest, 38.8. Another one, so John as well actually did tier 2 race. Not sure where he finished. But, so a couple of drivers pushing the limits. Hey JMB, evening Top Gotcha. Thanks for joining, guys. Let's go down to Hoff a second. No, he's invalidated, so I don't think we've got anybody out on laps at the moment. It's just Smokeman and Runners coming back out, so they're on out laps. Who's the further around? Mr. Smokeman is. New member as well. I haven't seen him race, I don't think I have, in a way. So, I'd like to see how he gets on. Right, so sorry, just having a check of a few messages on Discord. Uh, yeah, cheers, JMB. I enjoyed driving with you, mate. Just a shame it went a bit wrong. A bit annoyed myself actually, but hey yo, things happen. I'll cheer up. Mr. Smoking 41.3. So is this hot lap now? I want watching. Comes round. Comes over the bridge down to the hairpin. Just heading down towards the end of sets 2 now. So yeah, he's 4 temps up. Big gaps in the field at the moment, but of course, as I say, no one's going to leave qualifying, so you don't have to push it as hard as you can. Just get a feel of the track, really, on your lap. So it doesn't matter what time you set, as long... Well, I was going to say as long as you set a time, but actually you don't have to set a time if you don't want to. If you want to just sit in the pits, as long as 2 more drivers don't join, then you're safe. Smoke round across the line, second improvement, goes up to P8 on that one. Runner, I think, was just... Oh, he must have let Runner through at some point, so... Runner's in P10 then, he did a 141.6. Anyone else? Sam was nicked up to P4 at some point now, I missed that one. 39.3. Don't know where he's going again. By his time or where he is on the track, he might be going again, actually. No, I think he's into the pits, so there we go. Well, we may as well go ready for TML Sky Blue. But yeah, JMB, I did enjoy it, battling with you, man. And quite honestly, I wasn't sort of battling you to actually try and overtake you. I was happy to sit behind you and sort of take the DRS off of you, if you see what I mean. If you wanted to use energy, you could, but I wasn't using any energy and was just using the DRS sort of thing to stay within 1 second. Sort of trying to work together with you to get away, particularly after the safety car restarts. Trying to work together with you to try and get away from the field, because we still had to pit, sort of thing. But, yeah, did enjoy it. What's happened there? I must have accidentally pressed the button, my apologies. Back to Sky Blue. Comes then up to the end of sector 2. It's 105.8. Gives me an idea of a target, actually, because I wasn't too sure what sort of split time would be good through there, so whatever Sky Blue ends up with here, as long as he doesn't make any big mistakes, should give us an idea if others are on good laps going through the rest of quali. He comes in, and it's 139.6, so that puts him into P6. Yeah, there's big gaps in there between the drivers today. So I don't know if anybody else. Brian, I'm going to go 12 thousandths up on his PB at the moment. Oh! Little spin round. Brian loves it when I watch him and he spins. Absolutely loves it. Oh, just hit the wall as well. That was just for good measure. Oh, sorry, Brian, I shouldn't laugh, but it was quite funny. Brian retires out then in the pits. So, yeah, I think that's quali done, so, or quali 1 done. So, Sky Blue has obviously just set a lap, so he's on a cooldown. We're in lap. But, what's he could do? He could do either he could come in or he can go across the line. It don't make any difference. So the line it will be. The only difference it makes is a bit quicker if he crosses the line for us rather than having to wait for him to be pushed into the pits. So thank you for that, Sky Blue. Kaz says Briefing Cow needs weighing down. He certainly does. Give him an extra couple others. I think Brian's swearing again. Oh no. Switch thought he was swearing again, but he said just telling me to zip it. Right then. Well, I don't need to scroll down because they're all on the same page. Quick look at the instance. They're all on the same page as well. So there they are, just in case I needed. But that's the boring stuff out of the way. We can move on to Q2 now, where people actually get eliminated. And we can see the actual times that people can do. I hate to tell you, Gazza, but I don't think you find Briefing Cow was pushing there either. Evening, Andrews. This trade will be happy I finish. Yep. I think everybody's happy if they finish Singapore, to be fair. No matter who it is. I love this track. It's one of my absolute favourite tracks. That's why I'm so a bit down, a bit disappointed. Sort of retired. Forward today, I've never ever had a bad race here. Also picked up more podiums here than any other track, so very disappointed. But never mind. Yes, he will, dogs. Where are you, dogs? Why are you watching and not taking part? You're supposed to be on track. I gave you driver a day last week, so thanks I get, not turning up. It's nice, isn't it? Right, so there's an AlphaTauri just overtook Gaza, so let's go to that AlphaTauri. It must have been Brian. Right then. Oh, we lost Samuel. What happened to Samuel? Was he opting to start from the back, maybe? In a way, Brian on his hot lap. If I hadn't got distracted, I would have done the hilly hot lap with him, but we'll keep that for in a moment. And, Brian then. It's a little bit wide there, but heads up to the hairpin. Nice line in and out. Seems to get on the power very nicely. Comes in and a set to 104.788, so we know he's on a good time. See, he's going to be first set of time. I think he just scraped the wall slightly there. So wouldn't have mattered, wouldn't have affected him. Comes round, stays in sick for the final corner, and it's 137.9 from Brian. So we're into the 137s as predicted. 139.4 for Reaper. It remains to be seen if somebody can manage a 36. I think Briefing Cow is probably our best opportunity for that. Although it's more likely we'll see it in Q3 than Q2. Hoff's crossed the line, 43.4. 39.4 for Reaper. This is Briefing Cow. Certainly not a 36. 38, I think. Nope, 39.1 for Briefing Cow. So not a particularly strong lap on this occasion from Briefing Cow. Guys, it's not long started. Where's the Ferrari then of Mr. Smokeman? Touch on the wall as well. Nothing wrong with a little kiss with the wall. Comes to the line 140.003. It's P4. Oh, somebody else just crossed. Ghost Rider into P5 there, 140.2. John, is that John coming around? Oh, it literally is John coming around. As he spins out of the final corner. Oh, that's annoying for him, because that means he's got to do a whole in-lap as well. Never mind. Plenty of time to go again. Don't really get chance for free runs here. You should normally be able to do free runs in Q2, but because of the length of the track, you don't really have time. Unless you abort one. Gazzaden 38.8. That puts him into P2. Oh, Brian's round. On an in-lap as well. It's the same corner as well. He loves that corner. Joker on an out-lap will be the... I believe will be our next actual time. Hofston 143.4 into P9. So, with Joker. I've gone with Joker because he'll be next to do a lap. There's nobody on the lap at the moment. They're only doing in-laps. So may as well stick with him, I think. Is John in? Should tell me in a moment. Yeah, he is. He must be. He's going so slow. He must be into the pit lane. Indeed. Brian hates that corner. I don't know what it is, Brian, but the corner seems to love you. Anyway, here comes Joker. Let's go on board then. Hit a yacht lap. So we head down to the turn 1, 2, and 3, all taken pretty nicely. Take some curb on turn 1, follow it around on turn 2, down to either second or third for turn 3. Get out on the power, head down to what I'm going to call turn 4 for the evening. All about the exit there. You need to get the steering wheel a bit straighter than Joker did then, and get on the power. You can take it in 5th, can help. Down to here then, probably where you're most likely to see overtakes into that corner. It's tight right-hander. Just leads you out. You've got to be a bit careful on the exit as well with traction. It's, as you can see, very much like almost the whole circuit really. It's all about, it's not about being quick in and through the corner, it's about being quick on the exit to get good times around Singapore. So into the hairpin. It's tricky. You'll see some take it in second, some will take it in first. Open up the pace, head down to the next corner. The yellow flag is absolutely nowhere near Joker, so hopefully it won't affect him. Comes up to this gentle left into a hard braking right-hander. Again, another tricky traction. You see clips the wall on the outside, down underneath the bridge. And round to the end of the lap now, right, left. Again, careful with the throttle input. Round to the double left to finish the lap, which is a fantastic, one of my favourite corners of the season. And that is a lap of Singapore and a 140.5, which would put you in P7. Don't think, just looking down again at the moment, nobody else on a lap. We've got some out laps. And it looks to me like Andrews is going to be first over the line to start a lap, so we'll go with Andrews. What I found with that corner this year, Brian, is it's best not to... I don't know, I haven't actually seen you go across it. I've just seen you spin out of it. So, I find it's actually best not to use the curb this year. It was last year you could use the curb. You can sort of, it's like, just drive as close to the curb as you can without touching it, and you can apply the throttle quite nicely. So, right, Andrews. Looking like a nice lap from Andrews so far. He heads up to the end of Sector 2, so we'll get an idea if he's up on his PB or not. And, well, he's half a tenth down, which on a track like this is nothing whatsoever. So many corners to make that up in. Oh, but he runs very, very wide there. So, that's probably going to mean the end of the lap. He's still got 70% ERS, so that actually tells me he probably aborted this lap quite early on in the lap to have that much left. Oh, but it won't matter if you've got loads of ERS left if you ain't got a wing on the front of the car. Same corner as Brian. So he's got enough time. He can get in, get a new wing on, a new set of boots, and get out again. He's currently sat in P8 as Andrews, so let's go to runners just started the lap. So yeah, let's go with Sky Blue. Although there's some quite big gaps through the field, always John goes fastest on a 37.8. Yeah, even though there's some quite big gaps through the field, it's I think the actual sort of down towards P10 to actually get through is going to be quite close. 138.8 from Sky Blue puts him into P3 and almost, well, yeah, certainly safe, I would say. Be Smooth will be next. comes 39.4. So a lot better than he managed in Q1. So that puts him into P7. Now let's go down to runner. Is he going slow? Yeah, he is going slow. Gazza's retired out. That is in the pits. So he's quite happy. Brian's done the same by the looks of things. So let's find out. John's just gone fastest, so he's obviously not doing another lap. Sky Blue, let's just watch him over the second sector. No, he is down now. You can't really do 2 laps. You use way too much ERS on 1 lap to do a second straight after. Just missed Reaper's split time. But at the moment, he's on a PB of 39.4, which is looking like it will put him through reasonably comfortably, to be honest. There's an AlphaTauri there. I think it's... Yeah, no, it's John. Because Brian retired in the pits, I'm sure he did, so that must be John. He's just out the way. So across the line then. Nope. If it doesn't improve, not even close on that one. I think runner was showing up there. Let's just watch Hoff though. Opens the DRS, heads down to the end of the second sector, and he's half a second up. So improving nicely. That would gain him 1 place. He doesn't need to find much more to nip up another one. The gap has appeared now though between 10th and 11th. It's a whole 1.5 seconds. Andrews has just crossed the line to start his last run. He's going to be last over the line as well. So Hoff then into the double left to finish his lap. So line 42.0 improves up to P11. Runner improving as well, 8 tenths up. So here he comes. And it's 41.6. That puts him into P11 then. So Hoff down to 12. And we'll go straight to Andrews. There may be others on laps, but Andrews is the only one really that's got any chance of getting through now. Hoff potentially could be doing another lap, but as he's just done one, it'll be very difficult for him to improve. But Andrews certainly is improving. He's up as 1.1 seconds pretty much. That puts him very close to Joker. Nicely under the bridge. Across the line, 140.7. He goes P11. Joker actually crossed the line before him, improved. So the target did actually move. Go down to Hoff. No improvement. So I think that's the end of Q2. So John's going to be fastest in Q2. But most importantly, oh, it's Dogs Joins. Nice one to turn up. Alright, I'll try that next session then. Okay. 10-second penalty for Josh. Sandbagging, apparently. Sandbagging, Josh. It's not allowed. Anyway, just to confirm, those 10 are through. Those 4 aren't. Andrews, Runner, Hoff and Sam don't make it through to Q3. And, well, I saw Dogs join, so if he is taking a car, he'll be starting from 15th. Quickly nipping to the race director. There's the incidents. Don't think they'll be needed somehow, but just in case. Can confirm though, it was terminal damage for Sam, not a retirement in the pits. Hey, dogs, nice of you to join, mate. Better late than never, eh? I don't know why you're pink now. Unlucky, Andrews, but the goalposts did move. You'd have been a lot closer. But Joker improved, literally went across the line 10 seconds before you and improved, which moved the goalposts a bit. So I don't think your lap would have quite got you through, but it would have been a lot closer. It's a valiant effort and well-deserved P11. See, now last year, starting P11, Andrews, would have been great because of the tyre choice thing. The top with the top 10 in Q2 having to use their tyres from Q2. That would have been great, but because they don't do that this year, that's why we used to call it the second pole position. It's been ruined now. I do hope they bring that rule back. I hope they realise it was a mistake to get rid of that. In my opinion, it was. Just brought a bit of tactics into it. Just every so often, a big guy, a big driver, you know, a fast driver would get knocked out trying to qualify on the mediums through Q2. Which, it's hilarious when that used to happen. Just happy to get into 140. Yeah, fair enough, man. I did well. It is frustrating, mate. I always start off my practice for my races by doing some time trial first. Get something, what I think could be a good race setup, and then take it into a more sort of race practice. And when I was doing time trials, I managed 36.8. And you know, my quality time was 37.7. I can't seem to get close to my time trial times in qualifying, and I don't know why. Because I see other people doing it. That's the thing that frustrates me. So, who's that ahead? That's Sky Blue. Let's get out of the way. McLaren is, well, you'll be able to do that round here, won't he? But Gazza try and pick up as much tow as he can. I expected him to move over to the left there, the Haas, but at the moment, obviously, he's nowhere near in the way, so it's no issue. Now he does move out the way, look, so yeah, well done, Sky Blue. Maybe didn't notice that Gaz was there straight away, perhaps. But once he did, he's out the way nicely. That's what we like to see. Good awareness. Do you have a yellow? No, it's gone. Yeah, that was just somebody letting Mr. Smokeman through. So no issues there. So tempting in quality to sort of quickly switch to a yellow flag, but 9 times out of 10 it's just somebody letting somebody else past. As Gazza sets a target of 38.7 then. So, no, Briefing Cow straight away, 37.4. So, there's the proof that he was sandbagging in the other sessions. And I still think he might be able to nip into the 36s. We'll see. What might force him to do it is if someone like Brian or John or whoever, don't matter who does it, but if another driver could challenge him, put him under a bit of pressure, that might force him into the 36s. So really go for it on a lap. B Smooth goes into P2 on a 38.5. We're with Sky Blue at the moment. Coming round the hairpin. Is it up? Won't have got the best exit there. 106 across sets of 2 early, invalidates, goes outside the white line, but I don't think he's that worried. He was quite a bit down compared to his Q2 time. He was quite a bit down, but what you might find is some of these drivers might be using a scrub set on their first runs, just trying to get a target time on the board ready for their fresh set run at the end. Ghost Rider seems a bit. See what he comes up with across the line. It doesn't look too bad. It's 39.1, and I don't know. It just looked like he was being a bit tentative through the corners. So perhaps more thinking, I just want to get the time on the board. It is tracks like this where if you just get an initial time on the board, then you can really pelt it on your last run. But at least if you've got a time on the board, sometimes you end up with qualifying like P6, P7 just because you put a time on the board on your first run. So it's always worth doing. See if Sky Blue, see what he's like for sets of 2. Yeah, he's much quicker this time. Look, he's 9 tenths up compared to last lap. Don't invalidate again. No, he doesn't. So I mean, I don't think he was too bothered about invalidating. I think it was almost a deliberate invalidation because he knew he was going to go again. Into the final couple of corners then. Here he comes, and it's going to be a 38.8 exactly. P4 for Sky Blue. Check the others. I don't think anybody will be going again. They need to pit because otherwise they won't have time to get back round and pit again. So yeah, Ghost is definitely going into the pits. Should see Brian's. Oh, he fooled me there. I thought he was going again. You don't want to come into the pits in the race. The only reason I'm saying that is because if you notice it invalidated him, so we pick up a penalty for that in the race. But doesn't matter in quality. Reaper's on an outlap, Gazza's on an outlap, Sky Blue is on an in-lap. So he's got enough time, Sky Blue, just get round to the pits, in, new set of tyres, and pretty much straight back out again. He's got enough time to do an outlap, if that's what he wants to do. Just trying to look. I think Mr. Smokeman. Oh no, Gazza, sorry, will be next across the line to start a hot lap. So let's go to him. Oh, you should do half. That time's improved over. That's good. You should be playing and racing, doing some practice. I had lobbies open earlier on. Should have jumped in. In a way, let's get back to the racing. So here comes Gazza down towards the end of sector 1. Has he found anything? He's found 7 thousandths of a second. Using every inch of the track there on the entrance into the left-hander. Comes down. It's where you really want to cut that corner. Lets you get away with a lot. But, as I did use the curb, but into the hairpin, and he'll go down now. Open up DRS, head down towards the end of sector 2. See. Now he's cooking. 4.5 temps up. So here he comes then. Has he found anything else in the final sector? 38.2, it puts him into P2. 38.3 in fact. The time up the top right was wrong. 38.328. So goes ahead of Beast Move. Now Smokeman. P7. Yeah, he did finish a lap. So I'm not sure if he improved there or not. Mr. Reaper. I was worried he was going to invalidate them, but goes into P8 on a 40.4. May as well continue and try and do another. I'd say it's very difficult, but may as well give it a go. Joker's on an outlap. Who's this? This should be Briefing Carries on an outlap. Haas is on an outlap. Surely next car's not on an outlap, so they won't make it. John. Quarter of a second up through sector 2. It's showing purple on my screen now. So it must have been sector 3 where John had whatever issue it was. He used a lot of curve there, so sparks fly out. Here comes then. So the final part. It all looks pretty good. Heads for the line. It's a 38.7. Bear in mind, he got the first lap wrong. He's put himself into P4 there, as it stands right now. It's a pretty good job. Gazza not improving. Brian. Much better from Brian. Over the line, and it's a 37.2. He takes pole position, potentially. Briefing Cow is improving. It's only through sector 1. Sorry, we got. Let's just go to Joker. Or was it Reaper? Sorry. No, Reaper's into the pits, Joker. And then I'll go to Briefing Cow. So here comes Joker. He got ahead of his teammate. If he does, how far ahead? So he goes into P7. So the Aston's P7 and P10. Here's Briefing Cow then. He's 3.5 temps up. Can he hit a 36 for me? He can. He can. Oh, 37.065. That's good enough for pole position. Well done, Briefing Cow. But Brian put in a very, very good time that shows that he has the pace to fight with Briefing Cow here, which is great news because we don't just want to see somebody galloping off into the sunset. Bad news is that, well, the bad news isn't that Gazza's in third place. Congratulations, Gazza, but the bad news is that he's a full second off of Brian. So it does look like Briefing and Brian might be in a world of their own, but race pace is a completely different thing to quali pace, so it may not happen quite like that. But there is our top 10, so congratulations to them. Just to confirm then, Briefing Cow, Brian, Gazza, Sky Blue, Smooth, Jon Snow, Joker, Ghost Rider, Mr. Smokeman and Reaper. And there's our instance, just the 5 of those. Yeah, but I think he did as well, Brian, so, you know, it was a very good time. It was quicker than your time trial time, mate. A lot quicker than your time trial time, in fact. So, unless you improved that today, earlier on. So, anyway, guys, as always, we're going to take a short break, usually about 5 minutes. What time is it? It's 56. So, we're going to be going just after the hour. Um, I'll be back with you shortly. I need to refill my coffee and all that jazz. So, I'll see you in a bit. Right, guys, we're back and live and going. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. We're on the, or more importantly, I haven't missed anything. We're just on the formation lap. So, let's take a look at the tyres. Well, as you can see, it's generally a mixture of hards and mediums. I suppose the most interesting thing there is that Gaza and Brian have opted for the mediums, while Brief and Cow and Sky Blue that are sandwiching them have opted for hards, and Be Smooth behind that. But the most surprising thing is Joker on softs. I did a run on softs in practice earlier on and decided they were completely and utterly useless for this track. Unless you're attempting a two-stop. But they'll do 6 laps. They lose 2.2 seconds over 6 laps. So, or at least that's what the game told me in a way. Although, admittedly, that's probably different for the race than it is in a practice session, mind. So you might find in a practice session 6 laps, Brief and Cave spins it. Spins it again. He's doing a donut, waiting for others to catch up. Gaza gets surprised as he comes round. Don't know why Gaza's second. Where's Brian? But in a way, they'll take their grid slots. Even Cow was driving so fast during that lap. I wonder if he realised it was actually a formation lap. So, get ready in a way. Gaza didn't manage to get in the pit box. I actually finally got a view of it on a Thursday when I was doing a commentary around Monza. That you really do get placed quite a way back from your grid slot if you miss it. As Brian does a little donut. Brian, get in your grid slot. It's not Brian, it's Smooth. Smooth, get in your grid slot. Come on. Maybe, no, it wasn't Smooth, it was Brian. Anyway, 5 lights are on, 5 lights are out, and away we go. Brief and K looks to react well. I thought Brian looked a little bit slow off the mark. Gaza's up into P2. Can everybody get through? There is someone taking to the escape road. It looked like there was a bit of contact in the end there from someone. All in all, pretty safely through Reaper. Maybe it was Reaper I saw then. But away he goes. He know full well that something like that happening right at the start of this race does not mean that you're out of it at all. So you just get on with it. Gradually close the gap. I'm sure you will catch back up actually to the back of the pack quite comfortably. It's at the moment, Brief and Cow stretching into the lead. In the end, Brian fell down to P4. Joker's up into P3 with those softs. Now, softs are super fast round here, but as I say, only for about 6 laps. It's, oh, something's happened behind. Oh my word. That's Brian in the Alpha Tauri, and everybody's getting a bit stuck. So you just have to wait and hope that nobody comes around and nits him. Seems to be okay. Reaper's going to be coming around as well. Reaper does touch him. But at least we seem to have gotten away with it, and we can get on again. But again, Brian's not going to be happy if he spun around there. But he will also know that there is a long way to go in this race, and he's not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. So, I think Smooth might have. Oh, he's still going absolutely fine. But, oh, he's lost a wing. Ah, Brian's left the session. He's absolutely fine all through quali, wasn't he? This is a race, and he ends up getting kicked. So, Ghost Rider and Smooth both have to pit first lap. So, I mean, it's Brian up a couple of places, Reaper up a couple of places. Reaper was 9 seconds down on Hoff after he'd recovered from the spin. He's now 2.5 seconds down. So, gaining ground quickly. Obviously, the incident where Brian had spun will have helped him with that. Here we go then. Joker looking to see if there's anything we can do about Gaza. As I said, those softs deteriorate so fast compared to the harder 2 compounds. It does look to me like they're still racy though, and obviously we're only on lap 2. Bear in mind, Gaza did obviously qualify considerably faster, so let's see how it does. Just aware that Dogs is up to P7. He's in a Mercedes, Dogs, but that's actually the wrong car. He should be in a Williams. For whatever reason, the game's given him a Mercedes. I think it's pretty much random what it gives you. As Brian leaves the session again. Why has this happened to Brian? I can hear him swearing in Dutch from Devon. I mean, he was fine in qualifying, and now he's been kicked twice in the early part of the race. Which is very strange, and I don't know if it's got anything to do with, you know, once you've got more cars on track, a lot more is happening. And so, well, I don't know. The insert's also having to work a lot harder to keep up with it all. It's, I don't know, just making things up now. So I've moved away from Joker as he is now falling back from Gaza. So as I mentioned, they won't last long. You'll pick up about 20% wear every 3 laps on the Soswell Joker, but 20% wear is actually about 2 seconds, so that's what I'm talking about. They don't actually wear that quick in that sense. You could do 9-10 laps on them, but it's the amount of time they lose compared to the other tyres. So, what I could tell you is after 6 laps, his softs will be around about a second a lap slower than John's or Gaz's mediums. Nice little row of cars here. Sky Blue, John just behind him, and Mr. Smokeman just behind that. I really wish we could see what people have done with their fuel. It eats a lot of fuel here at Singapore. You really do take, or if you under fuel, you really do it at your own risk. It eats a lot of fuel. But on the flip side of that, if it's raining, you gain an absolute ton of fuel back. So it works both ways, but John has fallen out 1 second. I'm just looking down the field, and Arc Reaper has caught the back of Andrews. So him and Brian are both past Hoff now, and Reaper and the back of Andrews. And a little bit of a flashback here when this happened last week, and Reaper caught the back of Andrews, and then Brian was catching up to the 2 of them. We've just seen in chat that Brian has picked up floor damage. Reaper now really close to the back of Andrews. I think we should be seeing an overtake pretty soon. This would be the normal place to get one. Out ahead of Andrews is Runner. And Andrews is getting pretty close to getting inside the 1 second, so Reaper ideally needs to get this done as soon as he can, if possible. Andrews ones are a bit wide, but it's the problem for this section of the track. There's not really any room to overtake. Opens up a bit here, but then you come into sort of sharp turn into the left-hander, and it's another area of the track. It's just you can't really go. You just can't go side by side through somewhere like this, and it's. And if you do, you end up, you know, you're putting both your race and the other driver's race at risk by doing it. But Ryan not quite able to get side by side with Reaper into the right-hander. As you can see, it's just giving Andrews a bit of breathing space, isn't it? But it's Ryan's there. That's his up in the wall, I believe, or around in a way. Has both his end plates and that. And Joker is in the pits then, so 5 laps in the end on those softs. Switches to hards. What I can tell you from tier 2, and using the hards in that, you can get to the end from here. The hard tyres will do the whole race. They really are a brilliant set of tyres around here. So they'll do the whole race if you ask them to. Obviously you can't do that, but yeah, certainly Joker will not need to stop again. Go back to this battle between Andrews and Reaper. Joker's come out just 1.3 seconds behind these guys. Obviously he's heating his tyres up, so he's going to lose a little bit of time here. But he's not under any danger from behind. Just about saw him on the left-hand side of the picture there. Moment, Andrews is defending very nicely from Reaper. Not really giving him anything to have a sniff at. Truth be told, I think Reaper will be best served getting out of the way of Joker's way, getting out of Joker's way really when they reach a straight. Different strategies. Really doesn't want to be holding his teammate up here. He's Smooth's been round. Okay, don't know what happened to Be Smooth actually to drop him down there. Obviously that spin, but he was already down there, so entirely sure what's happened there. As there's the switch around then, so Reaper moves out the way, through goes Joker. And now Joker can get after Andrews with the fresher tyres. So here he goes. Is he? He is. He's got to go up the inside. Make short work of it. And fair play. He needed to do that, Joker. He needed to get that move done. He's now going to get after Runner. Just to check out what's... oh, who's that? It's fine. Okay, just to update us on what's happening at front, so Briefing Cow has extended a 5-second lead over Gaza. but in turn Gaz has extended nearly 6 seconds over Sky Blue. So the top two really looking good at the moment. As well, Sky Blue has extended 4 seconds over John. And he has extended that. John was on the back of him earlier on in the race. And that is just an indication that the switch around between the hards and the mediums has happened. There's a battle here. Dog Uji on the back of Mr. Smokeman. So, it's just not able to get past. There's nothing he could do. Mr. Smokeman, clearly experienced enough to know where to put his car. As Joker gets past Runner, P8, and he will now get after Samuel. He's doing a grand job here as Joker. He knows the importance of getting through. That's it's Andrews, unfortunately. Round. I can't see any obvious damage to the car, so I think he's okay. He'll just get himself going again. No issues. So, yeah, Joker will know this is the part of the race he really needs to put the hammer down and move, because he's got the advantage. Obviously later in the race, after everybody else makes their stops, that advantage will swing in their direction. So he's effectively trying to create a gap now to whoever he's battling. He then try and defend later in the race. It's this battle then between Mr. Smokeman and Dogs. I feel a little bit for the top three here, because it's turning out with the gaps that, well, the top four actually, because the gaps that are being created means they're just not going to be seen on stream. Although we just saw John in the background. Hey John. He'll be quite pleased to see this battle going on. Let those guys battle. He can extend his lead quite nicely. So, Brian retires from the session. And that is a full safety car. I think it's on the final corner. And people are coming into the pits. Surprised to see Sky Blue in. It's not hard, so I'd have thought he'd have stayed out. But you'd certainly expect to see medium tyre runners in. And John gets a new wing. Yeah, a little bit shocked to see Sky Blue in. Oh, Runner! Runner's retired in the pits, I think. Yeah, I think he has. So, not sure why. Has there got any comments, have I? Telling me. Lucky Brian. So Cow is into the pits. Yeah, he's going to put mediums on. Perhaps they will get to the end. I didn't really test them, to be honest. I didn't make it far enough on the mediums to know what sort of wear they were doing. I think the safety car is going to take a while, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of drivers with quite a gap to make up. So, just going to check. Reaper's in. I'm pretty sure everybody... Yeah, everybody is on the lead lap, so that's good. Get everybody back round together. Sure why Runner retired. Be nice to find that one out. So, now, the main thing to mention here, actually, Joker, obviously taking his stop early, having started on the softs, but he's not really been affected here by the safety car. He's gotten back up into P3, which is where he came from, so he's not lost anything. Apart from the possibility of undercutting Gaza, I don't think there's any possibility of undercutting Briefing Cow. But, yeah, I think that's the only thing he might have lost out on, is a chance to undercut Gaza, but it's probably better for Joker, this safety car. It's probably levels up the playing field for him for later in the race. His tyres aren't that much worn compared to the guys who've just gone onto the hards. I shouldn't imagine he'd be on anything more than about 12% wear on the hards after the laps he's done. I'm just going to make myself coffee. I mean, it could potentially, if there were to be no more safety cars, it could make our battles interesting here. Obviously, the medium tyre runners are going to have the early pace advantage once the safety car comes in. But it's a long way for the medium tyres to go to the end of this race, so the hards will do it easily. The mediums probably going to be pretty worn by the end of the race, so there'll be a swap over where the guys who've gone to hards are going to come get that tyre advantage a bit later in the race. Just depends whether they can keep the gaps down to the medium guys before, until that happens. So, safety car in this lap, so let's go to the leaders. Gazza pull off a bit of a shock here. Maybe get ahead of Briefing Cow, make his on the restart, make his life hard. Well, Briefing Cow seems to catch him a little bit off guard actually. Anybody look like they might have a run? Doesn't look like it. Let's just nip down a bit further. I think that was Dogs having a look at John around the outside. I think Dogs has had to go off track. Rejoins in the same position, so no harm done, and actually gets past John. Yeah, no, it didn't make any contact, so Dogs makes that place up. And now he's stuck behind Mr. Smokeman again. So, also we saw Briefing Cow sort of catch Gazza out a little bit on the restart, and he's already built up 2.7 seconds. He's going to fly away on those mediums. It's just how late in the race does the switch over happen as to whether Gazza might have any sort of chance of bringing that gap down. But Gazza's in a beautiful position, really. He's not expected to beat Briefing Cow, but oh, there's carnage in the background there. Was it John? Should have a look. No, he's got all his parts. Somebody's lost something off the front wing. Going by that, I think it's Mr. Smokeman. Yeah, he's lost his left end plate. So all I saw was some carbon fibre fly up in the air, and that's clearly what it was. Whether anybody else was affected, we'll obviously find that out if anybody else pits. But into the pits comes Mr. Smokeman. And there is someone else into the pits, but Beast moves into the pits, but he can't have come together with him. So, well, he's not got any front wing damage, so, or not any visible front wing damage. Did he have a drive through? Yeah, he must have done. He's just driving straight through the pits. So, okay, Beast Move must have had a drive through then. Mr. Smokeman goes to softs. Hoff is in as well. He's gone to hard tyres now. He can take him to the end. No, they're already 9 laps worn. They can still go to the end, as I said at the start. The hards can do the whole race. So let's just go down to Dogs then, who's caught the back of Joker now. So the set is this early stage, pace advantage at the moment on their tyres. Joker's tyres obviously now 8 laps old. Some of those laps served under safety car, of course, but wear-wise they're probably more like 6 or 7 laps. Well, probably 7 laps old at the end of this lap, I would say, wear-wise, Jokers. And what I did notice, after I'd retired from Tier 2, I stayed in, because I was the lobby host, I stayed in till the end. And I was getting little graphics coming up showing me people's tyre wear. So why don't I get that come up when I'm in comms? Is it because we switch between the drivers? Would it come up if we stayed on them long enough? I don't know. Don't particularly want to stay on the same driver long enough to find out, to be honest. But here it is then. Surely Dogs. Yeah, with ease. With ease. So again, that's our advantage. Will turn round. There's no doubt about it. It will turn round at some point in this race. My guess is around lap 21, 22, where the hards are genuinely faster than the mediums. But we'll see. Of course, we saw from qualifying that there is a big pace difference in the drivers in this tier. I mean, clearly Briefing Cow and Brian were miles ahead. Oh, little clip on the wall there from Sky Blue. Got away with it. Don't want to do it too many times. To be fair, it tracks like this. If you don't clip the wall at some point, you ain't trying hard enough. So this is battle for P2. So Sky Blue haven't caught the back of Gazza. He's got DRS at the moment. Nowhere near close enough, obviously, to make a move. Just looking back a bit, Sam has caught the back of Joker. Sam doing a good job after crashing qualifying that saw him start from P14. That's DRS. Can he? He looks a bit too far away from me on this occasion. Oh, Jon Snow's into the pits. He's put on worn medium tyres. Can't imagine that was a plan. Must need a new front wing. Something. Back to this battle. Lord knows that Alpine could do with a double finish in Tier 1 after losing both drivers in Tier 2. For the combined constructors, but it's a bit different. We've got two battles basically. But look at Briefing Car, he's pulled out 10 seconds. I mean, okay, as we said, he's got the tyre advantage, but Gazza, of course, now having to defend as well, which makes it even more likely. Oh, Sam's round. Yeah, you want to be out of that part of the track, not going to lie. It's sensible there. Right, now, Sam, you've got plenty of room now. You can move. So, he's going to get going again, and he's in P9. No problem there. Little incidents like happen, particularly tracks like Singapore. Gazza then defending like a lion so far from Sky Blue. Gazza will know it's important that he defends now. If he keep repeating, he will get the tyre advantage later in the race. It's just the longer he can keep Sky Blue behind for, the less work he's got to do later in the race. So Smith, one thing I have noticed is the ERS management in this race is very, very poor. Sky Blue's stuck there with 71%, so he's doing quite nicely, but everybody else is down at like 10, 20%. Oh, and Samuel is out. Oh, I put a curse on him, and that's going to be a safety car. I say that, it's a virtual safety car at the moment. Will anybody dive into the pits here under a VSC? Certainly a night to forget, a weekend to forget for Alpine. One man still running in half. Doesn't look like anybody's going to dive into the pits. It is still a VSC, it's not changed, so Gazza would have loved that to change then. Gazza would love a full safety car right now. DRS enabled, that is our sign that the VSC has ended. And these two can get back to their battle. So, I've always said that Sky Blue's ERS management is fantastic so far. He needs to use it now. He has to get past Gaza. Being stuck behind Gaza here is Dog Uji is absolutely flying up onto the back of these two. There he is, look. He's just there. It's great managing your ERS and keeping lots in the bank, but this is what it's for. It's for overtaking and defending, so... Let's get on it there. Close the... You need to, well... It's difficult, because actually... Yeah, it was better he didn't use lots there, because he's not close enough at the moment. It just seems like when they're going through the corners, Gaz is able to get away a little bit, and I don't know whether that's because we are at the point where the grip's a bit better on his tyres, or... So he's getting better traction or not. I don't know, but seems to be able to get on the power that little bit earlier. Oh, John is out. What's it this time? It's a VSC again. Virtual safety car again. If I was Gaza, I would be screaming for a safety car. Give me a full safety car, please. And now would be ideal, because we are not in... Go in there. Yeah, we're not at a point in the race where you could switch to sauce. It's too early, which is why getting one now would be ideal for Gaza. Let's say it remains a VSC. That won't change now. Unless somebody else had an incident while that's out. But, unfortunately we lose John. So we're down to 11 drivers now. So should finish any time now. As VSC cars cleared ages ago. Here it is. There we go. So we are up and running again. And obviously, other than Gaza, Mr. Smokeman and Hoff would be the other two that obviously would love a safety car. So... It is difficult for Sky Blue. Credit where credit is due to Gaza. He knows where to put the car to make it difficult. There's no doubt about it. He's a knowledgeable driver. It did, I mean, even then, Sky Blue did use some energy then. And he had DRS, and he still seems to lose time. Or just not gain anything. And now he's dropped out of the 1 second. Had he already hit the DRS zone? No, he hadn't. So he's actually dropped out of the 1 second now. Just edged back in, but obviously it's no good to Amir. He's got to stay there throughout the next series of corners. I'm keeping an eye through the field, by the way, but there's no other battles going on at the moment, so we'll stick with this. Just gonna switch it to Sky Blue because it's come over the bridge. Right, so the battle's changing slightly. And as I say that, Sky Blue gets back within the 1 second. So important to Sky Blue to keep that 1 second if we can, but it's really starting to look like it's going to be very difficult for him to do just that. You're at the point now where it doesn't look like there's a huge amount of difference between the tyres, and if I was to be a better man, I'd say that the hards are probably a little bit quicker at this point, but so if you're doing a one-stop in a race, the game would recommend 13 laps on mediums, 18 on hards, or vice versa, as in 18 laps on hards, 13 on mediums. So obviously 12 lap old mediums is coming towards the end of that stint as Dogs has a look, but I think that was more a case of just letting Sky Blue know that he's there rather than actually having a go. It's kind of a way that a Formula 1 driver sort of lets the driver ahead know that, look, if you make a mistake, I'm going to pounce on it. And we've got a yellow flag. Sector 2. It's an Aston Martin. It is. It's Reaper. He is still going. He's not out of the race, but he has lost his wing. So he will need to pit. Which should actually mean he's going to end up... Sorry, the gap just changed. I was going to say it's going to be very close to Andrews, but actually the gap just came down to 8 seconds. So it could be quite close to Beast Move, although actually with the wing change, Beast Move should get through reasonably comfortably. Oh, Andrews is round now. He's done it out of sympathy. One owner spins, so the other one's got to. Just to make it equal. Did he lose a front wing now? No, he wasn't going to go that far. So, right then, let's get back up to this battle. So, Sky Blue has definitely fallen out 1 second now. It's 1.3, 1.4 behind Gaza. So, this is Gaza's moment. As Dogs is going to come to the inside. He is going to have a go. Oh, it's a little bit of a lunge. Again, that just lets Sky Blue know he's there. It was a bit of a lunge, that one, I'm afraid. Didn't end in tears. So, yes, Beast Move has gotten past Reaper as default. So, he's actually, because of Andrew's spin, he's almost on the back of Andrews. So that might be a battle for a bit later. So, the question is now, can Gaza extend a lead if he can pick up, for me, if he could pick up 3 or 4 seconds before Dogs can get past. The reason I'm saying that is because Dogs is one of the quick drivers. So, he's not like... I mean, Josh is extremely quick on a one-lap scenario. He's also extremely quick on a race scenario. So into the pits comes Sky Blue. Now, I didn't expect that. So, but the tyres have reached a point, clearly, where they're not really working anymore. So I think Sky is pitting. I would assume onto softs now. Now, if the other drivers have to pit, this is going to give him a great undercut. Ghost Rider pits as well. This must be for a wing. He won't be pitting awful hard, surely. Oh, shocked at that one. Although I suppose Ghost Rider does have the gap to Andrews to be able to pit, doesn't he? Let's go to Andrews, actually. He's got a battle. Oh, yeah, there's the other car. I was wondering where the other car was then for a moment. It's, through goes Beast Move, and look at Ghost Rider's exiting in amongst them. Didn't expect that. I think Ghost Rider would have thought he had the gap to get in and out again. It's, in all fairness, fresh softs shouldn't be too difficult, really, for him to get past. Obviously, he's got to get him up to temperature first. So, well, Briefing Cow is in. Now, this is interesting. I honestly thought the medium guys were going to be pushing their tyres out to the end. And I suspect that Gaza probably thought they were as well, as Reaper picks up 5 seconds. Oh, he's crossed the line on the pit exit. So Gaza takes the lead of this race. Obviously, don't misunderstand me. Briefing Cow is going to be in hunting mode here. But he is going to have to make up 7.6 seconds. Now, the honest truth is, can he make that time up? Yes. It's a pain for him that he's got Dogs in between him and Gaza, as Dogs continues his quest to try and catch Gaza. Now the question is, of course, does Dogs have to pit? Can he push these tyres out? So, bear in mind, I know on your screen and on mine, Dogs and Briefing Cow look like they're teammates, but they aren't. Just to make that absolutely clear, Dogs had to join late and the game selected his car for him. It gave him a Mercedes, but he is actually a Williams driver, so he is driving for Williams, not Mercedes. As it's equal performance, doesn't matter. So Dogs has continued on. Briefing Cow absolutely destroying the gap, which you'd expect. It generally could be interesting. If Briefing Cow gets held up by Dogs at all, I mean, Dogs' tyres look like they're gone, I'm not going to lie. You cannot do anything about Gaza ahead now, and I would imagine he's going to be a sitting duck, even with Dog's pace. He's going to be a sitting duck here. But if he was to battle off Briefing Cow for a couple of laps, as we mentioned earlier in the race, those softs deteriorate so fast. Yeah, look, Dog's running wide there, and he runs wide again. He's really struggling here, Dogs. Reaper picks up a 3-second penalty this time. Surely he's gonna have the pace. And Dogs, to be fair to him, doesn't really try and defend it. I think he knows. Well, he knew, didn't he, that there wasn't anything he could do there. So, see how quickly this gap to Gaza dissipates. It will happen fast. And you'd think that, like Dogs, Gaza's going to be a bit of a sitting duck as well. If by some incredible feat he can somehow keep Briefing Cow behind. But I don't think he's going to. I think he's probably going to get overtaken here. He does. Indeed he does. So, back into the lead goes Briefing Cow. What I was going to say, if by some feat of unbelievable quality that Gazza could have kept him behind till sort of like 29-30, Briefing's tyres would have started going, and it would have been increasingly difficult for him. Just nip down to Reaper. He's on the back of Mr. Smokeman. Oh, there's contact. Oh, Reaper just catches the outside ball there, but yeah, did. Yeah, I'm not going to mention anything on stream because it might be something that needs to be looked at by stewards, but keep it going, Reaper. Just looks like he's struggling to get it back under control. Keep it going, buddy. Pick up your points. Very much deserved points. Same for you, off. Keep going. It's Briefing Cow. Now that he's got the clear air, sets the fastest lap of the race with 39.6. And I don't think that'll be beaten unless he beats it. But he got such a clean overtake against Gazza with DRS that he may not be able to be honest. He's coming up to some traffic here, so this is. Well, it must be Reaper, mustn't it? That's a great view. Love that view, Codis, thank you. Yeah, it is Reaper who gets well out of the way there. Yellow and sector 3. Hoff's in for a new wing. Oh, I think the yellow was for Reaper getting out of the way. So, yeah, look, the gap already. It's nearly 6 seconds. But what a splendid job Gaz has done. And he's increasing the gap now to Dogs. So, let's go to Sky Blue. He's caught the back of Joker. So again, this is softs against hards, but this is getting towards that territory where, well, it's going to be an easy overtake, I should imagine. Nope. Decides to back out a bit. Exactly what I wish I'd done in Tier 2, because I ended up in a wall. But, Joker's got a chance if he can. Oh, where we get sets of 1 yellow. Oh, okay. That's again. That was just that was the Ferrari of Mr. Smokeman getting out of the way of the leaders. So. Right, here we go. To the outside. You would think he's bound to get a better exit with the soft tyres. So, Sky Blue's patience pays off. And up into P4 he goes. Very solid drive from Sky Blue today. Very impressed. Stick with him, Joker, if you can. Say, softs are going to be going. Joker knows that because he used softs at the start of the race, didn't he? So he's only used softs and hards. Didn't put under the safety cars. So you would have known with the strategy that there was a possibility of people coming back at him later in the race. But see how Sky Blue isn't disappearing, is he? Joker's keeping him reasonably close. So on the final lap, there's a chance that Joker may get an opportunity to get back ahead. So we'll stick with them. So Sky Blue has done 6 laps on those softs, and they are struggling. There's no doubt about that. You know, when I say they're struggling, they're not about to fall off the cliff. I'm not talking that badly. But it's the amount of time they lose. Soft picks up a penalty. So Sky Blue just got out of 1 second. So bear in mind what we do know. How much energy's he got? He's down to 10% now, so he has expelled that energy. We are on to the final lap of Singapore then. Obviously we will move to Briefing Cow for the end of the race. I'm trying to think about my driver of the day. Dogs has done a great job. P3 from the back of the grid. 21 laps on the medium. His tyres are absolutely shot, by the way, but looks like he's going to get through without picking up a puncture, so fair play to him. However, he won't be my driver of the day because he started from the back because he joined late. So I'm not going to award it to him. The game will, so you get the game one, but he's not getting mine. I'll announce mine at the end because I haven't quite decided yet. So difficult because when you got a driver that's dominated the way that Briefing Cow has, it's hard not to give him driver of the day. The thing is, Briefing Cow at the moment in this tier, it's only really Brian and maybe Dogs if Dogs was up there from the start that could give him any sort of race really. So it's just the way it is. So, oh, my apologies, Briefing Cow. Congratulations then to Briefing Cow, who wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Gaza P2. Dogs reverses across the line to finish P3. Sky Blue P4. Now, as he comes across the line, Joker P5. Fantastic race from Joker. Ghost Rider P6. He will be when he comes around and finishes. Now, as he comes around to find a couple of corners. No, you can't, Dogs. You get a race ban for that. Ghost P6. Be smooth. P7. Reaper and Mr. Smokeman have finished in 9 and 10. Andrews, though, still on the lead lap and will finish in a fantastic P8. We did see him have one spin, but as I say, I think that was out of sympathy for Reaper because Reaper spun just before him. So, I'll give a shout out to Dogs for his performance. It's a fantastic performance. Also to Joker, who also put in a great display. And I've got to give a shout out to Gaza as well, who was outstanding in both tiers tonight. So well done, Gaza. Um, every part of me actually wants to award Gaza Driver of the Day for this one, but when the problem is Josh has dominated the race so. Sorry, Briefing Cow has dominated the race so much that I think he has to get given Driver of the Day for this one as well. We shy away sometimes from giving the winners Driver of the Day because it's like an extra. They've already won the race, so they don't need an extra reward. But sometimes that's wrong, and I think if I wasn't to give Briefing Cow the Driver of the Day today, I think it would be wrong. So yeah, I'm gonna go with even Gaza in the chat said no, Briefing Cow deserves it 100%. So yes, there we go then. So Briefing Cow Driver of the Day, but with shout outs to Gaza, Dogs, Sky Blueker on superb races, Ghost Rider, who I don't think I saw once throughout the whole race in P6. So just to confirm, Briefing Cow P1 with fastest lap, Gaza P2, Dogs P3, so congratulations to our podium sitters. Sky Blue 4, Joker 5, Ghost Rider 6, Beast Move 7, Andrews P8, well done man, good results. Reaper in P9, Smokeman P10, Hoff in P11 brings it home, and there's the rest of our finishers that we lost, and I'm not going to get through the incidents, that's my fault for taking too long. Dogs is joking. It's, yeah, well, as a reflection on the race, it's actually a pretty good race. I'm not going to lie. There wasn't really much wrong with it. It was some good battling going on. Sorry to those that didn't get seen on the stream very much, like Ghost Rider. I do apologise. It's just, well, I'm Briefing Cow because he's won the race and he's barely been seen until the end. But yeah, it's just the way it is. You got to, when you're doing a stream, you got to go to where the battles are. So just how it is. But in a way, that's another week of ARC racing. Well, almost another week of ARC racing done. It's the another week of the Adults League done. But don't forget, we got the Kids League tomorrow, so we'll be here at 5 PM for them. I'll be live. But yeah, we head into. Actually, I have absolutely no idea where we head to next week. Let's find out. So, calendar somewhere. I need a calendar. Give me a calendar. Oh, why can you never find these things when you need them? It's unbelievable. Race calendar, there we go. After Singapore, oh, that's much better. Bahrain. So, always, it never fails to give a great race. So, let's say, I thought tonight's race was really good. So well done to everybody involved. No doubt there was probably an incident or two that needs to be reported, so please make sure you do report it. Don't call people out in the chats. We ain't having that anymore, so let's just not have that. And if there was any incidents that you need to report, please report it from 8 AM tomorrow morning, and the stewards will look at it as soon as they can. Other than that, thanks to everybody that's watched live, thanks to everybody that watched it back at a later point. We really appreciate an ARC. It helps us keep the league going. So thank you ever so much to all of you. So just to confirm, as I say, we're here for the kids' races 5 PM tomorrow, so please join us for those. We do 4 races. It takes 40-45 minutes, something like that. And I assure you there's some great racers in there, so including an 8 and a 10-year-old that are absolutely incredible. So please do join us. We'll then be back on Wednesday for the Tier 3 around Bahrain at 7:30, and realistic on the Thursday at 8 PM. Don't forget then, obviously, Saturday 5:45 for Tier 2, 8 PM for Tier 1, and we'll see you at all those times, guys. So thank you ever so much, and good night to all of you. Enjoy the rest.